everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stacy, and today is a little something for the soul Sunday. Y'all, I know it's been a minute, but hey, y'all know, I was coming back, right? Well, this passage that I want to read something to you all, and this is my motivation for today, a little something for your soul Sunday. And it's from my book, Acts of Faith by Iyanla Vanzant. Y'all know it's a tongue twister. But this was from yesterday's daily motivation. And I just want to share that with you because it's so relevant. In my case, it was very relevant. And I'm sure in some other people's, case it's relevant. And I just want to share it with you. So here's a little something for your soul on this Sunday. It says, God isn't alarmed when we hit rock bottom. He made the rock. That was by some Baptist minister. There are times in our lives when we feel there is no way up or out. Illness, poverty, confusion, loneliness, desperation. They take us to a place called rock bottom. In these times, you may feel weak and vulnerable, and it is easy to lose faith in your ability to go on. It is exactly in those times that you must turn to the infinite power within yourself. You must know the answer is exactly where you are at that moment. The strength you need, the answer you want, the solution that will turn that situation around is you. If you can put aside the anger, the fear, weakness, and desperation just for a minute, you will remember the other times you were at the bottom and how in a moment, miraculously, you were lifted up. Many times, we have felt like all hope is gone. There's no way out of this situation. We really do lose all hope. We can't even think of a solution. We can't even, at that moment, a lot of times we can't even muster up a prayer. But it's at that time that if we just get by ourselves, if we just close out the world, if we just begin to rebuke all the negativity and the voice of the enemy telling you you're nobody, you can't make it, just give up. If we just learn to rebuke that, push it to the side, and begin to say, I can do this. This place look a little bit familiar. As a matter of fact, I've been here before. How did I get out? What did I do? What did I listen to? What didn't I listen to? And if you begin to think on those things that help pull you up, let me tell you something. The word says when we're weak, yet we're strong. Simply meaning, when we're weak, when we feel like we have nothing left in us, it's at those times that we begin to look to the higher power and look for the answer, because we have exhausted every sense of knowledge in the sense of the physical of what we can do. And you begin to then allow your spirit man to step forward and begin to lead the way. Let me tell y'all something, and this is a transparent moment. Mentally, I have not been in a good place. On and off for a minute, I find myself getting better, then I slide back. Why? Because I started looking at the physical. I started looking at I was using my spirit and my physical eyes, looking at things in the physical, and I forgot some kind of way. Don't know, but I'm human. I don't pretend to be nothing else. But somehow I forgot that this what I got going on, this is not a physical fight. This is a spiritual fight. And one thing about it, you have to guard your mind. You have to protect your mind, because Whatever you feed into, whatever you feed yourself the most is what's going to rule. And when you begin to feed negativity, or you begin to ingest it, allowing it to your spirit, then that begins to speak a little louder than the positive. One thing I know in my 50 years of living, no matter what I go through, every time I feel like I'm about ready to just throw in the towel, God always come and remind me of just how strong I am. That everything that I need is within me. All I got to do is dig a little deeper and tap in a little harder. It's okay to have a pity party, because we all have them. It's okay to have a pity party. But after you finish having that pity party, get yourself together. Get yourself together. And if you can't do nothing else, because there have been many times that I couldn't even muster up a prayer. All I began to say was, God, you know. God, you know. I don't have to explain to you what I'm going through. I don't have to sit down and give you word for word, detail for detail, because you already know. And God, if you don't get me through this, I won't make it out. God, if you can't fix this, it can't be fixed. That's my attitude. That has always been my attitude. And I get mad at myself because sometimes I do. And I have allowed the enemy to play with me mentally. Because a lot of times when things are not going the way you want them to go, or opposition come up or whatever come up, you tend to tuck your tail and start having a pity party. And like I said, it's okay to have one. But when you get through having your sad moment, remember who you are. Remember whose you are. If it's you, if whatever you believe in, your higher power, that's when you begin to tug on it a little harder. Because this too shall pass. Weeping may endureth for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Just hold on to that. As they hold on to God's unchanging hand. I'm not ashamed of who I serve, because he's not ashamed of me. Or and some people like to say she, but I say he. Either way, I thank God that even when I start to falter, even when I start sliding, even when I start going into this shutdown mode, which I really started going into, y'all, and I'm being very honest. When I start going into that shutdown mode, I thank God, because it'd be something simple that God will send to you and speak to you. And all of a sudden, you get it together. I'm not perfect, but I serve a perfect God. I'm going to mess up, I'm going to fall, but the key is getting back up, dusting yourself off, and continuing to walk forward. I am victorious. I am not a quitter. I might get a little slack, but I'm not a quitter. And that's what you have to say to yourself. You're not a quitter. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. Anything that is worth succeeding at, you got to put the work in. And it's not going to always be easy. A lot of times it's going to be hard. But guess what? Everything you need, you already got. It's just a matter of tapping in. It's just a matter of being persevering. It's just a matter of being determined and consistent. Motivation will get you started, but it's the consistency, the perseverance, and the determination that'll keep you going. Find your motivation. Find your why. And you have to revisit it often. But it's the consistency when you don't feel like you still do. And when you find yourself slipping and the enemy begin to make you feel like you're ready to give up, that's when you have to push a little harder. And Lord, I thank you that it's in me. It's in me. It just took a little shaking and a serious talk with me. I love you, my BSSTs. Please don't forget to like this video, leave your comments down below, and share this video with anyone that you think it will help. I love you, and I love you, and I'll see you all soon.